Weeks away from the gubernatorial election, and a federal appeals court reinstates Wisconsin's controversial voter ID law. Some say this decision could be what gives one candidate a win over another. NBC 26's Deandra Corinthios live at 6 with more.
Bob, the law requires voters to show an ID before casting a ballot, and Democrats say it presents a roadblock for voters at the polls, while Republicans say it'll ensure there will be no voter fraud. And reinstating the law now affects more people than you might think. As 3 federal judges in Chicago agree to lift the stay on Wisconsin's voter ID law, some say it could be a game changer for the November election. There are roughly 300,000 voters who would need to get an ID in order to cast their ballot, and one political expert says most of those people are more likely to vote Democrat.
That is well more than the margin of victory by which the governor won in the first time, and then other offices have been won. So it's not an insignificantly small number.
Governor Scott Walker approved new rules today establishing a free process for verifying birth information for people looking to get state identification cards to vote, but who don't have birth certificates.
There is no financial barrier. There's no barrier out there. We want to make it easy to vote, but hard to cheat. And we've made it easy to vote going forward.
But Democratic candidate for governor Mary Burke in Green Bay saying she's worried about roadblocks for voters, especially on such short notice.
In many parts of the state, the DMVs aren't open every day of the week. They're only open from 8 o'clock to 4:45. There's long lines. You can't just go over on your lunch hour.
Voter ID was only in effect for a single election in early 2012 and has been on hold since February of that year. Wisconsin Attorney General J.B. Van Hollen's appeal still remains in play. The judges say they're going to issue a ruling on the merit of that later on. Political analysts say this fight is nowhere near over and expect a decision on voter ID to go all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court. Deandra Corinthios, NBC 26.